All right. This is hello. Oh, that's my dog. I'm sorry. So this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna do some random story. And I hope you guys like it. And I'm gonna stop at one part of a story and start a new story until I reach the end of the story. I think I did that right. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this and wish me luck. But first I gotta think of which one I want to do first. Anybody got suggestions that I need, like what fan fiction I should start reading about? That's anime or manga related. That's close to Bleach, Naruto, Black Clover, or anything like that. I'm good. You know what? I haven't done a Black Clover fan fiction since I first tried it. No, let's try it. So, oh man, what is this going to be? A crossover between? Yeah, we could do that. All right. So we see, excuse me, we see, sorry, we see three boys at a church or in front of a church. They're babies. One was being restless and very cold. One was sleeping soundly like he had just he's having the best dream of his life. And the one in the middle was calm and smart, but he was trying to make the other baby, Asta, to calm down. See, the baby in the middle wasn't just any ordinary baby. He was his name is Shiro. He's Asta's best friend, and like him, has no magic. So Shiro and Asta are the same person, but with different kind of powers. I will explain later. But Asta and Shiro were all at the orphanage. As Shiro is still walking up towards Asta, he was probably like one or two, but he was still a toddler, so he was trying to make him get some rest so that way he can and warm him up at the same time. For some reason, Shiro never got cold. Shiro was always warm and had a kind heart, and he was not a very bad guy or bad kid. He was always well behaved, mannered, and individual, sweet, and all kind hearted. But when you hurt his friends, he turned into the meanest, baddest mother trucker you would ever meet in your life. So as Asta was wailing about being cold, the 1 year old picked him up and hold him close until the 1 year old knocked on the, the church in Hodge Village. I think it was Hodge. Don't correct me, guys. I'm having a hard time remembering a lot of things about anime. In Hodge Village, where they were at, for some reason, he doesn't remember how he got here. All he doesn't remember is Shiro is here, and that's all he knows. He knows his name, and he knows that he's different from Asta and but the same with Asta, but not with because he has no magic power. But he doesn't. That doesn't mean he doesn't have power. Sorry, got to readjust. So when the little boy Shiro knocked on the door, the old priest looked down. What are you doing here out here, young man? Sir, it's cold out here for these two babies. I don't get cold, but can they come in? They're very young. I'm just a kid too, and I'm starting to get a little chilly, but it's not bad. He's not immune to the cold. He gets cold resistance for now. So the priest let them in, and he put Asta, in the same place. Asta kicks the priest in the face, and of course Shiro laughed. And Shiro remembered something about before he was knocked unconscious and how he got here in the first place. A priest, because he was a little shy about talking to people because of his heritage. Um, yes, little man, said the priest. Can I talk to you? With the kids around, I think you deserve to know why I'm here. And Shiro just gets in serious mode because he knows some shit's about to go down, and he doesn't want to be, the cause of the world to end, basically, and making this guy's heart stop or whatever. So he agrees, and ouch, he agrees, and he takes little Shiro to another room. Okay, kid, what's up? Why do you need to talk to me? I just remembered something before I was knocked unconscious. My parents were trying to get me away from a place I don't know where I came from, but they said to me before I was unconscious and was here, they said to me that never come find this place that souls reside in. I have no clue what that means. Where the souls reside in, and the priest looked at him. Where the dead people go? He's like he was confused too. He didn't understand the concept. Shiro, on the other hand, was starting to think of something else. Why is his name Shiro? Huh. But then his last name. What is his last name? Oh crap! I gotta think of a good last name for him. White Shiro Ryujin. He's part of the. Hang on, I'm burning myself, guys, by accident. It's not on purpose. Shiro Ryujin, part of the Ryujin clan in the Serite, but he doesn't know that just yet. He will have flashbacks every now and then. Shiro will have these flashbacks as he grows up. And yes, his sword will appear out of nowhere like Ichigo's, but it's that will be explained later on. I won't explain it now, okay? Because they have to believe what magic does. Okay, I guess I lost my okay. So as we see Shiro talking to the priest about what happened to him, what he remembered, and he's like, "Kid, you sounds like your parents wanted you to be safe and be safe from this place, and you're safe right here. But it doesn't. It seems like you don't have magic, but you might not be too safe here. Then kids without magic, like Asta, or very little magic, are treated like scum, and like the rest of us in the wealthy riches. So you gotta you gotta get used to it. You understand me, Shiro? I understand, Father Osai. Yes, they know their names now. I forgot to mention that earlier. So Shiro went back to check on Asta and Yuno, and they were just sound asleep in a crib. While Asta's just like flailing around and having a good dream. And Yuno is just still peacefully sleeping, like gives no fucks given. Sorry, no craps given. Just as Shiro was getting tired, he went upstairs with the other kid with by himself, and then he sees Sister Lily there, or not there yet, but gonna be there. He's because the priest has got to get some a nun in there to help him out with the kids. So he's getting ready for her to show up. So as little Shiro goes in the room and lays down on the floor and sleeps, next thing we see him in a dream. This dream perhaps is going to be the best dream he'll ever have in a long time. or not a long time, but for the rest of his life. Just as he was asleep, he entered his inner world, thinking it's a dream. He sees this. Um, oh man, I don't know. I can't do Zangetsu, but I can give him some Quincy powers. But I don't want to give him Zangetsu. That's just too overrated. I got it. I'll give you Rugetsu, Lunar Dragon. Now this is different from the get other Getsus, the other moon or the moon blades. Lunar, the dragon lunars are stronger than the regular ones because they have to have a dragon, and the dragon is more powerful than I think a human would be. It's just my point of view, but that's besides the point. So as we see him walking up to the sky as the moon was cut in half, you can see almost a lunar eclipse almost in the sky as a dragon man falls from the sky and lands on the ground. So you have come, young master. He pulls out a blade. This blade, I'm not gonna lie, it looks like a what was it? Kind of like um not Ichigo's big ass blade. No, it's his Dido, but there's um curves at the kind of his Bankai shape, but the curves turn into like wings shaped on each side, and the rigid or the bladed part are like teeth, or not like teeth, or more smooth, like a scale. So it's kind of like, and it's red, or not red. It's black and silver, kind of like a lunar eclipse. Well, no, lunar sol. No, yeah, lunar eclipse. No, it's red and black. Yes, red and black. It's a lunar eclipse one. So he looks at the sword and is like, "Whoa, that's a cool sword for a 1 year old. It would be a cool sword. He's never seen one before." "Ha, so you see my sword, but can you see me, child?" "Yeah, you look like a freaking armored warrior with dragon gauntlets and dragon claws. You're close. I'll give you that. But you're still young to have to know who I really am. But just in case you can hear my name now, let's see if you can hear it. Rugetsu. Let's see if you hear it. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. I guess I'm still not old enough to know it yet. I have to hit puberty or whatever to know your full name." So as Rugetsu was saddened, but his master couldn't hear his name. But he was only 1 years old. He couldn't doubt him on that. "There's no problem, child. Just don't don't get yourself killed, kid. We don't need a weak host or a weak what is it? A weak wielder." And Rugetsu or Shiro Ryujin understood that, like everybody else does. You need to be stronger to get to the results. Now, as we wake up from his dream, we're 15 years later. I'm skipping all that bullshit. Skipping all the bullshit. Just go 15 years later. Not before their ceremony though. Before the ceremony though. Before us, get their grimoires, and somehow I get a grimoire, but it's not a grimoire everybody's used to. Oh crap! I said my name in there, didn't I? Oh well. Yes, it's not just Shiro. He's my character. It's me, basically. Just a lot handsomer, white hair, black tips. Man, it looks badass as hell, but he was working out with Asta, man. That kid, him and Asta would always race to the church and back. And when they went to go get the stupid necklace back for what is his name? Was crying, but Asta and Shiro beat the crap out of that guy. Like literally, the guy said, "Ah, ah, ow, take it. I'm in pain." Shiro did the most work. Asta helped. He got a little bit beat up, but Shiro did get a little damage. But thanks to his hollow taint in him, because we all know that if you have a hollow, you don't go wallow. Stupid joke. Anyways, he didn't get that much damage, and Shiro's been noticing this his life, but we'll get to those later. So now we're at 15 years old, and we see Asta. He's a little calmer than in the show, thanks to my character. Since we don't have magic power, we have another power. Well, me and Asta discovered that we have a different kind of power. Asta has anti magic. Only me and him know this. And I have soul spiritual power. So me and Asta figured out that we have powers that nobody else has. So that's what makes us special. And it was just that amazing. I made this. This is going to be awesome. So as Asta and Shiro are going up to Sister Lily, you need any help, Sister Lily? No, Shiro or Asa. No, we don't need any help. Thanks for the uh uh fudge my grammar. Thanks for the asking for help though. I don't really need it right now because is drying off the freaking clothing. Shiro and Asa get really pissed off because they don't have magic, and they can't really show off their powers because it's kind of like you have powers and you didn't tell us. What the fudge, man? Yeah, but they would be scared too at the destructive ability of the powers. But ever since he had that, or Shiro had the dream, he hadn't had it since. So he, like I said, he had us to wait until he's ready. And when the swords find out when he's ready, he's ready. So as we see Asta, and Shiro going to the grimoire ceremony. Asta knows that he's not going to get one, but it might help or get one, but it might help, just to have a little hope. Shiro, on the other hand, might get one, but he's not for sure yet either. Sorry, as Shiro and Asta, and uh, you know, go to what was it called? Go to the grimoire ceremony after their little escapade this morning or that morning. There was a lot of books sent down, and Lord behold, gets the 4-leaf clover. But something strange happens. I know it happened differently in the anime and the manga, but I'm gonna do it anyway. One book, or two books, I should say, materialize out of thin air in front of Asta and Shiro. They both had, well, Asta's had a 5-leaf clover, Or Shiro, on the other hand, had a dragon shaped grimoire or clover grimoire. Nobody knows what that means. Well, let me just say it's nothing special. It's part of his clan symbol. That's all that means. It's his clan symbol. It doesn't mean he's got dragon powers or anything. It's just his clan symbol. He can use powers with the grimoire. So as Asta, and Shiro were like, "Yes, we got our grimoires." And everybody looked at Asta and Shiro. You guys don't have any magic power. How the hell do you guys have grimoires? That's when reality kicked in. Oh crap! How do we explain this one, Asta? They both looked at each other. Well, they were going to bound to find out sooner or later. But before we do that, can that guy out of the corner stop giving me the death glare? I can feel it from all the way over here. The guy with the death glare staring at the two new kids with different grimoires coming closer to the group. So you sensed me, huh? I sensed your ill intent from a mile away, buddy. I can kick your butt with my brother Asta here. I don't know about though. Your binding magic might bind him up to be losing his power. How'd you know about that? I'm not stupid. Little did anybody know. Uh, Shiro has a good, not mind reading, but good way of figuring people out, like how people drain magic from people, and why people would drain magic for a stupid reason, and why would they be there if they had magic to drain? It was kind of obvious. It was just there. So yeah, you're not touching his grimoire. All of a sudden, a sword appears out of a sheath. A sheath and a sword appears out of Shiro's left side. Grabs it, pulls it out. It looks like a normal blade, yes, because he doesn't know the name yet. But he's been taking care of the blade like it's one of his own. And his sword, or his Sambakto spirit, I should say, is couldn't be happier that he's been keeping his blade nice and clean and without any bad smudges or chopping down. He cleans it after he's using it. He's like a good person. So after a series of chains coming at Shiro trying to get him to stand down, Asta says, "Not yet." Shiro, can you let him keep hitting you with those stupid chains a little bit longer? Yeah, this is easy. I haven't lost a bit of stamina. Thanks for that training, by the way. Oh, you're welcome. Then all of a sudden, your brother, Asta, got a big ass sword from his freaking book. Now that's cheating, bastard. You guys giggled. And then all of a sudden he used his strength and sliced through all of the chains that you were deflecting. After he sliced through all the chains, you came up and put the Zumbuk to his neck. Give up or die. He gave up his book. He didn't want to die. So got his book back, and everybody was like, "Damn!" So, but they're still commoners. There's no way they could have done that. Yasta and Shiro was like, "Whatever. You guys are a bunch of dildos." And then after that, Asta and Shiro and Yuna went to the church to get ready for their journey for a 6-month training trip, all the way down to what's it called, the capital. So we're gonna skip the 6-day training trip and head straightly to the registration chambers. I'm gonna put the number right after Asta. I think it's 168, I believe. If I'm wrong, then correct me. So as Asta, and Shiro were in the courtyard with a bunch of birds. For some reason, though, none of the birds were around Shiro or Asta or But Asta, on the other hand, he was getting all the birds, like literally all the birds, and he was like getting them off. Then he bumps into somebody. I'm like, Asta, no! Oh, you idiot! Shiro says as Asta looks up to see a big, buff, burly man, and he calls him a teenager. I have to defuse the situation before Asta does something stupid. He's not that incredibly smart, but he is a lot calmer than he should be, or than he is in the show and manga, I'm guessing. So, as I was saying, or no, Asta and Shiro were going we're we're at Captain Yami. Yami grabbed both Shiro and Natsu's or Asa's head, lift them off the ground, and started counting down. Sir, Shiro said in a very, very dark voice, I suggest you put me down right now. What you gonna do about it? You wanna know? He said in a very hollowified voice, and he had his sword drawn and ready to cut his arm off. And Yami had to let go of his head or let go of the kid's head because he was going to lose an arm, and he couldn't grab his sword if he could. So Yami let the kids go. You're lucky that the thing started. You both would have been dead. So he gives uh, Shiro the look. You almost killed yourself or myself. Either way, we both would have died. What a strange bunch of people. So as they were getting ready for the, the grand or the Magic Knights trials, Asta and you figure out a way to use a broom. It wasn't very, very powerful like magic, but it still worked. His anti magic made the blue broom fly, but not very good. Spiritual power is kind of like magic, but it made him float and like stand on the air. They're like, what the fuck? It was like, yeah, I could walk on air, bitches. What are you gonna do now, huh? Fly around me? I'm too fast. Yeah. Okay. I'm having too much fun now. So as Shiro, Asta, and we're going to get a straight what was it, a sparring partner. Asta gets this stupid idiot of a guy dares him to challenge him. Anti magic versus magic. I wonder who's going to win that match with cannons and shells. Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend that's not gonna happen. But my opponent, he looks very, very, very ferocious. Now this is maybe my enemy or my antagonist. But we're not enemies. We're just neutral at this point. We're not rivals yet, but we will be maybe. It's a very, very iffy because, anyways, so Shiro goes up to him. Excuse me, what's your name? It's my dog. He's not feeling too good today. He's just being a butthead. Anyways, he uh he went up to this guy that looked like they wanted to fight him. They both had the same kind of power, spiritual power, but this guy looked like he was there not to kill, but to test out his own skills to be a magic knight as well. So you want to clash blades? Oh, oh, yeah, you can call me Ichigo Kurosaki. I said it. He's my antagonist, though. He's gonna be different from his protagonist. He will still protect people, but he's the anti-me. He's just not the is when I mean by antagonist, I mean he's gonna not have the same personality as me. I'm gonna be more cheerful, more outgoing, and more everything. But my flashbacks are just gonna it you'll understand. As we see Ichigo's huge ass sword on his back. Damn, man. How much spiritual power do you have? I have a lot, man. But how much spiritual power do you have? I do too. I had to learn to control it for 6 months before we had to go here for 6 days, I think, before the entrance exams. But anyways, the 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 Magic Night trials has started. So let's watch my brother and best friend fight first. He's easily going to win this fight. I know it for a fact. So, Asta, let's give it an all. I hate that guy right now. I want to choke him right now. My inner hollow is saying, "Calm down. We don't need to kill anybody." Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? Fight! Asta just rushed right in, breaks ground and all. Channeled some of that anti magic into the ground and dashed forward and sliced through everything. I have to end the stream, guys, later.